So knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Coming into our quadruped position. Spread your fingers wide. And we'll start with some spinal movement. Inhale, lift your head, lift your tailbone, extending the back. And then exhale, round. Tuck your head, tuck your pelvis, flexing the spine. Inhale to extend, wide collarbones, wide sits bones. Exhale, flex and round. Forehead to pubic bone, push down through your hands and knees. Inhale, extend, squeeze the muscles in your back, opening the front. Exhale, round. Squeeze the muscles in the front of your throat and your abdominals, opening the back. 3 more at your own pace. Take it slow. Being mindful of your bones and muscles. Really squeeze your abdominals with that last exhale. And then we'll come into a neutral spine, long from your head through your tailbone. We'll keep both knees on the mat, but we're gonna lift the right foot up, and we'll use this foot as our little tail. You're gonna wag that foot to the right, look over your right shoulder, find your foot. And now wag that foot to the left, look over your shoulder, find your foot there. And again, wagging right to left. Look over your shoulder, find your toes. Keep a little lift in your abdominals. Okay, let's switch legs. Same thing, other side. Lift the left foot, knee is on the floor, wagging to the left, and then to the right. Lift your belly button, squeezing through the obliques, side bending. One more each way. And we'll come back to center. All right, so knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, spread the fingers wide, and we're gonna rock the body forward and back, keeping the spine horizontal or neutral. Wide sits bones as you go to the back. Try and keep the tailbone lifted as you go to the back. So we're not tucking the pelvis, we're not going into that child's pose. There will be a limit to that hip flexion. 2 more, just waking up the knees and wrists, hips and shoulders. All right, now we're gonna turn our hands out to the sides. You can take your hands a little tiny bit wider than the shoulders if you like. And then we're gonna take the knees a little wider than the hips, big toes touch together. Same action forward and back, just a little bit different feeling through the hips and shoulders, keeping that neutral spine. Lift the tailbone as you go back. One more. And back to center. Now we're going to turn the hands in so your fingers point toward each other. Let's keep the knees as they are and then take your feet out as wide as your knees. So the knees and feet are wider than the pelvis. And then we're going to do the same action here, forward and back. Exploring what this is like in your wrists, hips, knees and shoulders. Two more. All right, let's walk the knees underneath your hips and come off of your hands up to a high kneel. All right, just to get off the wrists for a little bit, let's interlace your fingers. All right, with the elbows kind of close-ish, we're gonna do just some rolls of the wrists. Kind of a figure 8-like motion. And then try and reverse that motion, which feels a little funkier. And let's take your elbows out to the sides. The fingers are still interlaced, but now the hands are flat. And we're gonna do a wave with the arms. Elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow. Trying to find that wave-like motion. And now try and reverse that. We often have a way that feels more natural, and then the second one usually feels pretty unnatural. It's a good exercise for our bodies and brains. All right, interlace those fingers, press your palms forward, round your back and bow your head. Little stretch between the shoulder blades. And now let's lift your arms up, lift your chest up, open. Take a little side bend over to one side. Doesn't need to be very big. And then to the other side. And come back up. Let's release the fingers and take some wrist circles as you bring the arms down slowly. Okay, so let's stay up on the knees. We're going to take one foot forward into a proposal-like position. And then we're going to step back to both knees and do that on the other leg. Stepping forward, see if you cannot use your hands, and then coming back. And notice if you're swinging that leg around to come forward, that can be kind of an easier way to get into it and out of it. If you want to add more challenge, you can try and go straight forward and then straight back. Ooh. Let's step one foot forward, either leg. Find that proposal-like position. Heel right underneath your knee. Square the hips. And we're going to take your arms forward, palms together. To start, we're going to twist in one direction. So take that arm back, follow that hand, and bring it back in. Tap the palms. And then let's go the other way. Twist and open. Follow that hand with your eyes. And unwind back to center. Two more each way. Challenging our balance a little bit here. Zip up through your abdominals. One more each way. Okay. Back to center. Let's switch out our legs. Right angle in each knee, palms together in front of you, and we'll slowly open and twist. Scan the walls with your eyes, and then twist the other way. One more each way. Okay, and let's come back down to both knees. Okay, and let's come back down to our hands as well. Okay, so previously when we were on hands and knees, we were exploring this rocking forward and back. So we're going to come back to some of that patterning. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, spread your fingers wide. We're going to move it a little diagonal here. So you're going to move toward your right hand. So we go forward into the right, and then go back toward your left hip. Forward into the right, back into the left. So just repeating that diagonal, right hand, left hip or left knee. Keeping the spine in neutral, so lift the tailbone up as you go to that back side. See if you can feel the musculature between your right armpit and your left inner thigh or your left hip. One more on this diagonal. And let's switch sides. Now we'll go to the left hand And the right hip. Forward into the left. Back into the right. Lift your abdominal wall. So the spine and the abdominals are not relaxed. They are active to stay long. See if you can notice the musculature from your left armpit to your right hip or anywhere in between that diagonal of your body. 3 more. All right, we're gonna go in a circle now. Knee, knee, wrist, wrist. Circling around. Lift your abdominals. Reverse. Back to center. Last thing here, we're gonna tuck the toes, hover the knees up, and we're gonna see if we can do that circle again with the knees hovering. A lot harder now. Maybe it's not as big. And reverse. And we'll rest. Take a child's pose or any other rest or stretch position that feels good. Okay, let's come back up to the hands. We're gonna tuck your feet or tuck your toes under your feet, sit back toward the feet. And then take your hands maybe up to your, on the floor next to your knees or maybe up to your thighs. Just stretching the bottoms of the feet, stretching the toes. Take a couple breaths here. All right, and let's take your hands down to the floor just right in front of the knees. Okay, from here we're gonna lift the knees up, shift your weight back so that your weight is in their feet, and then lower your knees back down to the floor with control. 2 more, lift the knees up, leaning back, and then bring your knees down. 1 more. This time we'll lift the knees and see if we can take your hands up. Hands down and knees down. Knees up, maybe the hands come up, little balance. Hands come down, knees come down. Last time, let's see if we can balance for longer. And if you need to use your hands, then do. Otherwise, see if you can not use your hands. We're gonna stand all the way up. Ooh, that's a lot of work. Okay, let's stay standing for a bit. Holding the weights, they are optional. Feet underneath the hip joints, collarbones wide. All right, let's take the arms back and we're gonna squat back. And stand up. Little squeeze in your shoulder blades. Let's do that again. Arms come back as the hips go back. Bend the knees and stand. Again, hips back, arms back. Folding at the hips and knees, keeping the spine straight or neutral. Let's find that hip hinge and we'll hold. Tricep press, bend your elbows, press back. Holding that hip and knee hinge. Squeeze the shoulder blades, looking forward on the floor. Long through the back and sides of your neck. 4 more. And we'll stand all the way up. Take a few big shoulder rolls, a little bit in each direction. All right, palms forward. Let's do some easy bicep curls. Lifting those weights up to the shoulders, lower with control. And we'll add a knee lift, adding marching. Lift a knee as you lift the weights. collarbones wide, so we keep that little pinch between the shoulder blades. Hold one leg up, continue the arms. Single leg balance. How high can you hold that knee up without bending the standing knee? 3, 2, and we'll switch legs. Keep those arms going. How high can you hold that knee up? Keeping the standing leg long and tall. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and we'll step back down. Okay, this will be a little heavier with the arms if you're using the weights, so you can lose them if you like. We're gonna find that squat again, folding at the hips and knees, and we're gonna take arm scissors, one arm backward, one arm forward, and then gently switch. Waking up the back muscles to move your arms. Your arms start in your back, so see if you can find that connection around the scapula. Four, 3, 2, 1, and stand up. Let's step the feet wide, wide parallel stance, and we'll take a twist. Let your arms swing and sway. We'll come back to the center. We'll stay parallel even though we're wide here, and we're going to come into a squat here. Knees point forward. All right, open your arms out to the sides and down. Lift out, squeeze the shoulder blades and lower. 4, 3, 2, hold those arms out, little circles, and reverse. And we'll take the arms down, stand back up again, roll your shoulders a little bit in each direction. Rinse that off. All right, let's keep a wide stance, but we'll externally rotate now. Bring the ends of your weights together if you're using them. And we're gonna bring the weights up to your chin, and we'll come into a sumo squat. Open the knees wide as you sit. Lift the weights up as you stand. And feel free to play with how much turnout you've got in your legs. You can do less if it's too much, more if you need more. You can also play around with how wide or narrow the feet are. Just find what's most comfortable in your hip joints, what feels most natural there. Option to lift your heels up at the top, little balance. Lower the heels down and bend. Three more. And we'll lower down. Set the weights down if you're holding them, and we'll come back up to standing. Let's maintain our external rotation. Grab your elbows, standing tall, little twist to your right. Back to center, little twist to your left. Rotating through the shoulders and ribs, stabilize your pelvis. So can you keep your pelvis still while you twist the upper torso? One more each way. Okay, let's set the feet together and we'll step back, or you can turn to the side. Just have some space, a little runway in front of you. Feet sit bone distance or wider. We'll come through our squat and come down to the floor. Walk out to your plank. Hold for a breath or take a little push-up. And then we'll bend the knees, walk your hands toward your feet. Come through your squat and stand. 3 more. Connect to your abdominals. Bending the knees as you come back. Can you keep the spine flat or straight the whole time? Last one. We're gonna hold our plank for longer. Hold and breathe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your hips way up. Find a downward dog-like stretch. Hold here or pedal out the feet. All right, and let's come to sitting. All right, so legs together, press your feet into the floor. Reach your arms up. You can hold weights or not. Find that long spine, and then we're gonna lean back. Arms come forward. Lift up through your abdominals to come vertical. Inhale, spine goes back, arms come forward. Squeeze your knees, press your feet down. Exhale, lift your arms, lift your spine up. Inhale. Squeezing through midline, inner thighs, pelvic floor, abdominals, and up. Actively press your feet into the floor. 3 more. One more, hinge back, palms up, little circles of the arms, squeeze your knees, press your feet down. Reverse. And we'll come back up, set those weights down. Let's butterfly stretch. Open the knees, grab onto your shins and pull your belly button forward to your feet. Lengthen your spine on this angle. All right, let's put those weights off to the side. We'll come to a Z-sit on one side. One leg back, the other foot tucked up in front of you. Okay, one hand to the floor, one hand to your hip. We'll point the foot behind you just to protect that knee. And we're gonna roll your hip forward and roll your hip back and down. Just exploring your range of motion in this hip. How far can you move in each direction? Comfortably. Two more. And then find the middle place between that. We'll keep your pelvis here, flex the back foot, and we're gonna lift this knee and lower. Lift your knee and lower without letting that hip roll back. So keep your hip forward. You can have one hand on the floor or take both hands off. Connect into your abdominals, lengthen your neck. Two more. All right, internal rotation, knee down, foot up. And if you need more room, you can lean forward a bit. And it's okay if that movement is small. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna go back and forth between those. Knee up and down, foot up and down. And now let's lift that whole leg up and the whole leg down. Lift and lower, lifting your knee and your foot. 3 more. Lift up, take that leg forward, and we'll switch sides. All right, point the back foot, find your Z-sit, one hand to the floor, one hand to your hip. Let's roll your hip forward, back and down. Forward and up, back and down. Exploring your range of motion in this hip. How far can you comfortably go? 3 more. And now find the place in between. You're kind of neutral. We'll flex the back foot, lift your knee up, lower your knee down. Knee up and down. And your range of motion on this leg might be different from the other leg. Keep that hip forward as you lift your knee. You're welcome to take both hands off the floor. Three more. Let's take your knee down, lift the back foot and lower. Lift and lower. You're welcome to lean forward if you need more room in that hip. And again, your range of motion on this hip might be different than the first one. 4, 3, and we'll go back and forth. Three more of each. Okay, and the big one will lift the whole leg up and lower that whole leg down. Lift your knee and your foot and lower. 4, 3, 2, lift and hold. Let's take that leg forward. We're gonna switch sides again. Instead of a Z-sit, we'll do a mermaid sit. So that means your ankles are together, your knees are together, and we're gonna come down to your elbow. Coming into some side planking series. So lift your ribs up and then make sure your elbow is under your shoulder, heels back in line with your tailbone, and we'll just place your hand either on your hip or behind your head. Lift your pelvis up. Hold and breathe here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Okay. This next one you can do with your pelvis up or with your pelvis down. Either way, I want you to keep your ribs lifted. If you're gonna lift the pelvis, let's do that. Extend the top leg out. Let's take little circles. Stable through your pelvis. Reverse. Good. Bend your knee, lower your pelvis, take a moment of rest. Slide your shoulders down your back, lengthen the sides of your neck. We're gonna lift the pelvis, or option to lift the pelvis. Extend the top leg again. This time we're gonna take that leg forward and back. Forward and back. Lifting your rib cage either way, whether your hips are up or down. 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee, lower your pelvis, and let's go to the other side. All right, ankles together, knees together. Lift your ribs, elbow under your shoulder, and heels back in line with your tailbone. Hand can go to your hip or wherever else you want to put it, and we'll lift your pelvis up. Hold and breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Okay, now it's optional to lift the pelvis. We're gonna do some leg movement. Lift your ribs any which way. Maybe you lift your pelvis, extend the top leg out, little circles. Stable pelvis, good. Reverse. Bend your knee, lower the hips down, take a moment of rest. All right, maybe shrug your shoulders up to your ears and then slide the shoulders down your back. Last one, option to lift your pelvis, extend the top leg, forward and back. Three, two, and one. And we'll come back down. Whew, okay, let's come back to sitting on your sits bones, on your tushy bones. All right, we'll do a little bit of our hundreds. So reaching the arms forward, legs together, press your feet into the floor. We'll take a little hinge back and we'll pump the arms. Inhale for 5 arm pumps. Exhale for 5 arm pumps. Moving the arms somewhat vigorously, trying to keep the rest of the body quiet and still. Option to lift one foot off the floor. Option to switch. Maybe both legs up. We'll set the feet down and then lie down onto your back. Okay. All right. Okay, arms up to the ceiling. Palms facing in, heavy shoulders. Legs can be however you like. We're going to take both arms back. Maybe all the way, maybe touching your thumbs to the floor. Lift up, and then bring your arms down by your hips, tapping the pinkies to the floor. And back up. This time, as your arms go back, be mindful that your lower ribs stay down in the front. And lift. And then arms down by your hips, pinkies touch the floor. 2 more of each. Keep your lower ribs down as the arms go back. So we're moving the shoulders, not the spine, not the ribs. And then pinkies tap. Last one. Ribs down as the arms go back. Okay, we're going to take one arm backward, one arm forward. And then we're going to windmill the arms out and around so that the opposite arm is back, the opposite arm is forward, and then lift up. Let's reverse that. Reach one arm back, one arm forward. Windmill the arms around along the floor if that feels okay. And lift, reversing each time. Scissor the arms, windmill around. Lift. And see if you can keep the lower ribs down the whole time. So we keep a little bit of that abdominal engagement. Last one each side. And we'll take our arms out to the sides, all the way down to the floor, and just relax the arms here. Imprint your lower back. Walk your legs to tabletop. All right, keeping your pelvis stable. Knees stay bent at that 90-degree angle. We're gonna open just your right leg to the side. Keeping your pelvis stable, keep the left leg stable. Exhale, close to midline. And switch. Inhale, open the left leg. Exhale, close to midline. And again, inhale, open the right, anchor the left hip. Exhale, close, tap your knees together, and then switch. Anchor the right hip as you open the left knee. 2 more each side. Maintain that imprint. Deepen your abdominals to help close the knee. Last one each way. Stay mindful that your other leg does not move. Only one leg is moving.
And now squeeze your knees together, squeeze your ankles together. We're gonna tip both knees to the right. Your left hip will come up a little bit. Exhale, use your abdominals to come back to center. Other side, knees to the left, your right hip will come up. Squeeze those legs together. Exhale, deepen your abdominals, rolling back in. Inhale, over, twist. Exhale, deepen your abdominals to press your low back down. Inhale, over. Keep both shoulder blades on the floor. Keep your abs in control the whole time, so we don't just go as far as our flexibility allows. We're going as far as our strength can keep us controlled, connected. Last one each way. Back to center. Let's take both arms up to the ceiling and separate the legs slightly. Press your lower ribs down, press your lower back down, curl the tailbone slightly, and tuck your chin. Let's do some dead bug stuff. We're gonna reach your right arm back, left leg forward, and then come back up to the start position. Other side, inhale, reach in opposite directions. Exhale, navel down to lift your arm and come back to tabletop. Keep pressing your lower ribs down, your lower back down the whole time. So your back should not lift off the floor. Take one arm back, opposite leg forward, and pause. Now the arm and leg that's still lifted, I want you to touch your hand to your knee, so everything is doing something. And now switch. Switch it all. And switch. And switch. So you're touching your opposite knee each time. Reach, switch, and switch. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hug both knees into your chest. Take little rocks side to side or little circles, or you can stir your knees in opposite directions. Whatever little stretching feels good to you. Okay, let's roll over to one side. Okay, we'll straighten both legs. Long line from your head out through your feet. Stacking the hips, navel to spine. We're gonna take the top leg up and down, keeping the hips stacked. So that leg is not in front of you, it's not behind you, it's just straight out. And if your hips are stacked and your leg is not in front of you, then that will only be able to come so high. There's a limit to how high it can go. 3, 2, lift up, and we'll lower down just an inch or so. So that leg is still above hip height. Now we're gonna try lifting the bottom leg and lower the bottom leg. You can use a hand in front of you for additional support or try and take it off for additional challenge. Squeeze your abdominals back toward your spine, similar to that imprint, even though we don't have anything against our back to imprint into. Lift and hold little circles of the bottom leg. Reverse. Hold the bottom leg up. Can we do little circles of the top leg? Reverse. And then we'll lower both legs down. All right, let's bend your knees in a tight little ball shape, so fetal position. And let's take the top arm forward. We're gonna see if we can keep this hand on the floor. You're gonna reach forward as far as you can. And then we're gonna start to reach that arm up or back toward your other hand. You're gonna go over the other hand. Still trying to keep that hand on the floor. Start to take that arm back. So we're taking a big circle. Your head will come back toward the floor, circling out and around. If you need to bend your arm, you can. And then that hand will leave the floor to go across your hip. And then bring that hand to the floor in front of you. One more big circle this direction. Over above your head, over that other arm on the floor, circling back, open the chest. Try and keep that hand on the floor for as long as you can. And then we'll bring it over the hip and thigh and reach forward. Now reverse that, sliding down toward the knees. Over the leg, take that hand to the floor as soon as you can. And then sliding it all the way back. Overhead, over the other hand. One more in this direction. Big, slow circle. Follow that hand with your eyes. Okay, let's go to the other side. Straight line through the body. Stack your hips, legs straight out, hand on the floor if you need it. And we're gonna take the top leg up and down. Keep that top hip forward. Make sure that leg is not in front of you, it's not behind you, it's just straight out. You can take your hand off the floor for a little added challenge. It should feel like it's hard to balance on your side, because indeed it is hard to balance on your side. It's hard to balance in a straight line. Lift that leg up. We'll lower it down just an inch or two. Feel free to have a hand in front of you if you need. We're gonna lift the bottom leg up and lower the bottom leg down, stabilizing the top leg. Draw your abs in, so more of that imprint feeling. Draw the abdominals back, pressing or lengthening the lower back, scooping out the abdominals. Hold the bottom leg up, little circles of that bottom leg. Reverse. We'll hold the bottom leg up, little circles of the top leg. And maybe they're teeny tiny. Reverse. And we'll lower both legs. Draw your knees into your chest, fetal position. And we'll take the top arm forward. All right, we're gonna take that big circle. Start by reaching forward as much as you can, and then we'll begin to take that circle up. We're going over the head, over that top arm. Open toward the ceiling as you reach back. Lay your head on the floor, relax your neck. Circle that arm down. We'll go across the hip and thigh, and then reach forward. One more big circle in this direction. Can you make it even bigger? And we'll reverse. Two going the other way. Bring that hand to the floor as soon as you can. Can you leave it on the floor as you circle all the way up around, over that arm on the floor? Last one. Big yawn for your spine, for your shoulder. Okay, let's come back to hands and knees. All right, we'll find your long spine. Point your middle fingers forward, spread your fingers wide. Let's do a little bit of arm work here. So we're gonna point the elbows back, bend your arms and lean forward. And push up. So it's the leaning forward that makes it really challenging on the triceps. Elbows pull in, elbows toward your ribs. 3 more.
last one, maybe go forward a little more or bend the arms a little deeper and press up. Okay, we're gonna head into a plank position. We'll step one foot back behind you, step the other foot back to meet it. Lengthen your spine, lift your abdominals. Now, from here, can we lift one foot up? Step your foot down and then lift the other foot up. And step down. Again, 2 more each leg. Stable pelvis. And we'll come back down. Let's come face down onto your belly. Slither on down. Okay. And we'll take the arms into a W shape. So the arms are bent, hands are just a little wider than the shoulders and a little bit forward from the shoulders. So your forearms can comfortably lay on the mat. Float your forehead an inch up off the floor. Tuck your chin. Drive your pubic bone down, belly button up, so we're lengthening the low back. Maybe you feel your glutes. You want to still feel the abdominals and squeeze your shoulder blades. Now hover your arms up. Keep your feet down, and we're going to reach one arm forward. Bend to the W, and then reach the other arm forward. Bend to your W. One arm at a time. Keep driving your pubic bone down, belly button up. Keep the feet down. One more each arm. Stay long through the back and sides of your neck. Now both arms. Reach both arms forward and bend. Keep lifting your belly button like you have an ice cube in your belly button. Or maybe a bumblebee in your belly button. You don't want it to sting you. 2 more. Press your feet down. Hold the arms forward, little arm swimming. So little flutter of the arms. Stabilize your ribs. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll stack the palms, rest your forehead on your hands. Keep driving pubic bone down, navel up. And we're gonna move the legs now. Float your right leg up, lifting from the top of the leg, lower down with control. Switching legs. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. So keeping that knee straight, we're lifting from the upper glute, upper thigh, right at your sit bone. Lower glute, upper hamstring. Pubic bone down, belly button up as you lift your leg. Now both legs, exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. Pubic bone down as you lift both legs up. It's likely to be small, that's fine. Anatomically, there's not a big range of movement here, so it should be small. Lift your abdominals as you lift your legs to make sure you're doing this with your legs and not with your back. 2 more. Lift and hold, little flutter kicks of the legs. Keep those knees super straight, so we're working from the upper legs, right where the legs meet the hips. Keep lifting your belly button. Don't let that bumblebee sting you. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Let's come to hands and knees. And then let's tuck the toes, lift your hips. We'll come to that downward dog leg stretch. Hang out here or pedal the feet, or you can take any other stretch you like. Two more deep breaths. Okay, and we're all done.